Alquist not available tonight to Baltimore, obviously, as he is with the Pittsburgh Penguins. For the Sherbrooke Canadiens, they're scratching 3 players tonight. Center Gilles Thibodeau not dressing tonight. Left wing, rough boy Steve Fletcher out of the lineup here tonight. And defenseman John Kordick is also a scratch tonight for the Canadiens. Ryan Ford in goal for the Skipjacks. Mark Barron in goal for Sherbrooke. A bit of a Calder Cup rematch from last season's Calder Cup. Regular season style tonight with Baltimore hosting Sherbrooke from the Civic Center. Right now the Jacks being introduced in their traditional Fire on Ice introduction as the Jacks skating through the ring of fire. The lights are doused and we are just about set for a New Year's Eve clash between the Baltimore Skipjacks and the Sherbrooke Canadiens. And we'll drop the puck for period number 1 when we come back to the Civic Center in just a moment. And you're listening to Baltimore Skipjacks hockey on AM 1230 WITH.
What's up, Terry? Oh, Sandy, you.
And Bobby Dolis for Baltimore. Tom O'Regan, Dean DeFazio, and Gary Risling up front. Dave Gertz and Phil Bork on defense. Puck dropped and run away now. Period number 1. Puck sent out to O'Regan now. Over the line to Risling down the right wing. Trying to feed it through for back for O'Regan. But that's broken up, and we've got an interference call coming up here quickly. And I believe it's going to be against the Sherbrooke Canadiens. So Baltimore going to work on the power play. The Jacks 34 power play goals this season in 203 opportunities, 17% power play efficiency. The Canadiens penalty killing, they've given up 41 power play goals in 154 opportunities. The Canadiens power play, penalty killing efficiency rather, 73%. Face off on the Sherbrooke end, and it's cleared back now into Baltimore ice and back to get a Greg Hotham. Jacks with O'Regan, Ralston, Gatsos, and Loney, along with Hotham on the power play. In over the Sherbrooke line now. Here's Gatsos in the right wing circle. Getting it back now, right point to Greg Hotham. Hotham left point to O'Regan, in the slot to Gatsos. He couldn't get a hold of the puck. It was deflected on his way to it. Now Hotham holding it in now at the right point to Gatsos. Gatsos now lost the puck. It's tipped to the top of the left wing circle, and Kent Carlson's going to backhand it back to the neutral zone. There's Greg Hotham taking over now. Dropping it back to his own blue line to Tom O'Regan. And he'll slap it in now to the Sherbrooke end. Going to roll it on the right ring boards. Taken now by Gatsos. Gatsos now skating through the top of the slot. Still's got the puck. Now he tried to get it back at the point to O'Regan. Lost control of the puck. And Murray Eaves will grab it there and fire it back into Baltimore ice. We have 1:03 to go on the penalty to Randy Busick. Opening moments of the first period tonight. Sherbrooke and Baltimore from the Civic Center. Pass now to Ralston over the Sherbrooke line. Magoo on the ice now. In the slot, here's O'Regan, but he can't get the shot away. And now the Canadiens come back. It's Paul Pulley. One man to beat. Gertz. Now Turcotte getting into the play, but here's a wrist shot from the top of the circle by Pulley. Goals, as a matter of fact, against Hershey. So Gino Briacco going with them here. All right, puck back at the left point here is Ray-Jean Cloutier with a shot wide of the goal. And it's picked up behind his own net now by defenseman Dave Gertz. Gertz, one of the few players who can boast he's got a Memorial Cup ring, signifying the championship of junior hockey in all of Canada. His Prince Albert Raiders won it last year. And now Bork coming out of his own end, swinging it right side to Gertz at the red line. Left side to Perlini, steps into the Sherbrooke end, but wait a minute here, Baltimore's offside. I think Magoo was ahead of the play down the right wing. And we'll get an offside now, and a face-off just outside the Sherbrooke blue line. So we're down to 17 seconds left in the first period. All right, Perlini and Paul Pulley now for the face-off outside the Canadiens' blue line. Face-off won by Baltimore. Here's Dave Gertz now at center. Gertz tried to backhand it through for Perlini. It went by him, and Cloutier will grab it. And he'll simply dump it back into Baltimore ice, and that's just about going to do it here for the Jacks power play. Busick about set to step onto the ice here. Now look out, a steal in the end. Here's Sherbrooke trying to get a shot away, and they can't do it. Harry Gancher stole the puck away in the slot, and Phil Bork made a good defensive play with Ford out of the net. Here's Risling now, tipping the puck into the Sherbrooke end. Risling on the far boards, taken down there by Gancher. Now Perlini gets into the play, trying to hold the puck in. They stack it up now in the slot. Risling, he's upended, no penalty there. And Sherbrooke will come back. Here's a pass over the line just out of the reach of Perry Gantry. He would have had a break had he been able to catch up to the puck. Now Magoo at center ice takes over. To Lamoureux. Mitch across the red line. Wrists one in on goal. Barron will knock it down there. Now Lamoureux getting it back. In behind the Sherbrooke goal. Now Gingras steps in. Lamoureux steals. Try to feed the puck in front of Simpson. Can't do it. Here's Wheel with a shot. Top of the left wing circle. He wristed it wide of the goal. And the rebound caroms all the way back into Skipjacks ice. Now at center ice with the puck. Gaston Gingras wheels into the Baltimore end. Flips it down the left side of Claude Lemieux with a shot, and he fanned on it. In the left wing circle. Now Lemieux after it now. Stuffs the puck in front. Jacks can't get a puck. Tommy Anastos feeding it in now. In the slot. Anastos. Backhander. Ford will stop him there. Now look out. Turcotte behind the net. With the puck. Gets Alfie Turcotte. At the left point. Jamming it toward the net. But here's McDonnell. Feeding it up now. To Belanger on the right wing. He'll chase into the Sherbrooke end. Belanger now centers one. Loney make that Simpson. Got a stick on it. But a weak shot. Tim Minelli back live with you at the Baltimore Civic Center. The Jacks shoot the puck now in behind the Sherbrooke goal as Kent Carlson running to the boards by Whistling. Now here's O'Regan in front of DeFazio. He can't get the shot away. He was checked from behind there by Bobby Dolis. Now it's behind the Sherbrooke goal again. Whistling with the puck. Here's Gary Whistling now. Going to drive it back right side of the goal. Tom O'Regan now to the right corner. Back behind the net for DeFazio. Barron steps out of his net. Now gave the puck to Whistling in the left wing corner. Whistling now. Left point to Bork. Here comes the wrist shot. It's blocked in front by Barron. It's steered back over that point. Bork will flip it back behind the goal. Pressure here by the Skipjacks. Now it's in the right wing corner. Here's Claude LaRose now looking for skating room. And finally the Canadiens will get it back out to center. Puck picked up by Claude LaRose, but Gertz skates him off the puck, rams him into the boards here. Along the near side, now Gertz coming up with the puck in his own zone. Here he is, right wing to Whistling, into the zone. Whistling with the puck, trying to drive it down the slot for Chin, but he can't get to it. And the Canadiens will take over now in their own zone. Pass ahead, Tom Martin. Checked at the Sherbrooke blue line by Joe McDonnell. Now McDonnell pumping the puck. 24 points for Colin Chin. Off the face-off, puck off the stick of Tom Martin up into the stands. And we'll get a face-off here just outside the Skipjacks blue line. We've played 5 minutes and a second of period number one, and we have no score. Hockey night in Baltimore here on New Year's Eve. Pierre Kramer, the coach of Sherbrooke, 1-0 for his club in the first year as the coach of the Canadiens. And while I was certainly not happy that Baltimore lost the Calder Cup, I was kind of glad for Sherbrooke in a way. They had suffered through two just miserable seasons, finishing in last place in the American Hockey League with the Sherbrooke Jets, and the loyal, diehard fans they had were rewarded last season with that big Calder Cup win. All right, Tom Martin with the puck now in the Baltimore end, trying to get it back at the left point. He does so. Smith now with a shot, and that's way wide of the goal. And it caroms all the way back to center. It'll jump on the stick of Gaston Gingras. He gave the puck right to Colin Chin into the zone, but it's poke checked off his stick. Now Chin is knocked down in the right wing circle by Tom Martin. We got a penalty coming up here to the Sherbrooke Canadiens. Tom Martin, the Canadiens' third highest leader in penalty minutes, trying to get the go-ahead goal tonight. We have no score with 14:12 left here in period one. Perlini, Magoo, and Loney up front. O'Regan and Hotham with the points. All right, puck drop. Magoo trying to get it back at the point, but Turcotte steals. Here's Alfie Turcotte. Breaks out of his own zone. At center. Look out. Over the line to Eves. Eves now at the point to Kluche. Shot. Ford will stick that aside. He was screened as well by Turcotte, but somehow able to see that puck. All right, Jacks get possession now, deep in their own zone. Right wing, Magoo takes over at center. Here's Magoo, going to rush it in now to the Sherbrooke end. It'll roll to the left wing corner, takes a bad bounce and away from Troy Loney. And the Canadiens are able to grab it and fire it back into Baltimore ice. Puck took a crazy bounce off the left wing boards as Loney was about to corral it over there. And Sherbrooke got the better of that advantage. O'Regan now in behind his own net, slowly skating out of his own zone. Baltimore in the power play. Left side, Magoo steps across the line, but Hotham into the zone a bit too soon. And the offside being called here against the Skipjack. New Haven playing up in Nova Scotia, and it's Fredericton at Adirondack. And a number of National Hockey League games being played tonight. We'll fill you in on those in just a second. And now we got a penalty here, interference penalty against Mitch Lamoureux coming up. Going to be in Skipjacks ice. Tom Ralston and Colin Chin, the forwards. Greg Hotham and Phil Bourque back on defense. Randy Busick and Serge Boisvert up front for the Canadiens. Kent Carlson and Ray-Jean Cloutier on defense for Sherbrooke. Baltimore wins that face-off now. In back behind their own goal, it's Phil Bourque with a puck. Swinging up left side now to Channel. Drop it back to Ralston. He'll carry the mail to center. Giving it a right wing feed to McDonnell, and he tips it in now to the Sherbrooke zone. In behind the goal, here's Barron. Gives the puck to Chin. Chin now to Ralston side of the goal. He'll bang one toward the net, but it's wide. McDonnell looked like he was going to cut in, but he thought better of it and headed back on defense. Here comes Randy Busick. Slap shot from the Baltimore blue line, wide of the net. And Carlson can't hold the puck in. Outside the line. Now Canadiens come back in now. Here's Serge Boisvert with a blast from 60 feet. Went off Phil Bourque. All right, Colin Chin to face it off with Alfie Turcotte in Baltimore ice, and the Jacks have it. In behind their own goal now. Here's Greg Hotham with a puck. 18 seconds left. Sherbrooke will have the power play. Martin will be out of the penalty box. Right side to Ralston at the red line. Raleigh carries it in down the right wing into Sherbrooke territory. Sends it in behind the net. Nobody there for Baltimore. And now with the puck, it's Steve Smith. Smith now in his own zone for Sherbrooke. Gave the puck to Hotham. He cuts in on the right side. A shot. And that was blocked by the defense. Gingras blocked it. Hotham now trying to get it back at the point. Martin back on. We're back at equal strength. Or I should say the Canadiens are going to go on the power play. Look out, Claude Lemieux now steals the puck from Chin in Baltimore ice. And Ford coming up with a couple of big saves there. All right, Murray Eves now wheels back into the Skipjacks end. Throws it out in front to Turcotte. Back for Lemieux. Lemieux now in front to Eves. A shot. And Chin in the goal mouth did some goaltending. Now Eves another shot. And that deflects up into the stands. And we're going to whistle now on a face-off in Baltimore ice. Now Bourque and hold it in right point. He'll do so momentarily. Now here's Murray Eves with a puck. Center point, Gingras. Shot. Hit the goalpost and bounced away. Canadiens will keep it in now. Here's Alfie Turcotte, center point. Turcotte now, side of the goal. And Eves trying to tip it in, but he couldn't do it. Went off his stick. Now Turcotte, left wing circle. Turcotte trying to get around McDonnell. He can't do it. Now the puck rolls to the goal mouth. Ford will stick it aside with a good poke check. They stack it up now on the near boards. It's dug out. Gingras at the left point. Right point now to Smith. Slap shot toward the goal. It's blocked by Mike Rowe. And Baltimore's back on. Here they come with a 2-on-2. Over the line, Lamoureux. Sliding in the front. We get a shot. He put it right on goal. And put up save there by Barron. Now Lamoureux with a shot. He shoots and scores. And the Skipjacks grab a 1-0 lead. Lamoureux fed the puck into O'Regan. And he tipped it on goal. And then I think O'Regan went back to get the puck and fit. All right, Baltimore now with a 1-0 lead. The Jacks shoot the puck into the Sherbrooke end again here. Off the face-off, Bobby Dolis now in his own zone. And now out to Paul Purley. Purley with a rush, trying to give it left wing to Martin, but it went by him. And now Good's going to chase the puck with Martin deep in the Baltimore end. Good's tying up Martin now behind the net. Here's Purley now trying to center one. And that's broken up. Now Magoo with the puck. Along the left wing boards in the Skipjacks in. Trying to get it out. Here comes Magoo now with a 3-on-2 break. Magoo with Perlini and Risling. Magoo left side. Risling shot. Save. Barron rebound. And he sticks it aside up into the stands here. Perlini, Busick for the draw. To the right of Mark Barron. High scoring line here for Sherbrooke. Busick, Boisvert, and LaRose. All right, Perlini and Busick are moving in after a little bit of a hesitation in the start here of this face-off. Now Boisvert cuts into the circle a little bit too soon. All right, puck drop. Boisvert digs it out of the left wing circle and giving it back behind his own goal to Kent Carlson. To the line, not out. Weir holding it. His shot from the left point is blocked by a man in front. I think Perlini might have blocked it, trying to tip it in. And now the puck remains deep in the Sherbrooke zone. Carlson will try to work it out again. And finally getting it up on the right side. Picked up by Boisvert. Boisvert into the zone. Left side LaRose, but he can't get around Hotham. It's clear to the line, not out. Held in there at the left point by Ray-Jean Cloutier. Now Weir going to stick it up the left side for Jim Magoo. Rink wide, pass on the money, a good one to Risling. Risling breaks into the Sherbrooke zone. Drop pass Magoo. Magoo down the left wing circle, cutting toward the goal, but the Rose has him wrapped up. Now Magoo, left point to Weir. Trying to wrist it toward the goal, but can't do it. But Weir with a good second effort, getting it behind the net. Here is Perlini to Magoo. Trying to jam it in front. Taken away there, though, by Busick. And Randy Busick starts back for the Canadiens. 2-on-3. Into the zone. Busick trying to split the defense, but he can't do it. And now Ford fumbling with the puck a bit now in front of the goal mouth. Going to have to... 10 Minelli back with you at the Civic Center. Here comes Risling now. Trying to center the puck for Ralston. Ralston now turns around, fires one wide of the goal. Here's McDonnell in to hold it in deep. Centers one. Save, rebound, score! McDonnell centered it. Barron got a piece of it, but the rebound went right to Tom Ralston. He put it right into the twine. In behind Mark Barron, Baltimore grabs a 2-0 lead on a goal by Tom Ralston. Number 5, and also tops in the Southern Division. But giving up goals, they've given up more than anybody in the Northern Division. And only New Haven has given up more in the Southern Division. All right, Jacks back into the Sherbrooke zone again now. Risling, left point to Rowe. He'll blast one toward the net, and that just missed. Right side. Now at the right point, McDonnell trying to hold it, and he does so in the slot. Gatsos, backhander saved by Barron, rebound. Cleared away by Turcotte. The line not out. Rowe back in to Risling. He tried to tip it on net. I make that chin. And Barron there coming up with a big save. And again we're going to Fisson and Belanger. Lamoureux facing it off here with Paul Pulley. It's back at the left point. Weir with a blast, and he fanned on it. Now Belanger turned around trying to get a shot away, and he fanned on it. Now Lamoureux, side of the net. Simpson, slot, shot, and he fanned on it. Look out, loose puck in front. Lamoureux and Simpson have swiped at the rebound, but it's finally pulled to center by the Sherbrooke Canadiens. Now Paul Pulley backhanding it back to the Baltimore Blue Line, but it's right on the stick of Greg Hoffman. And the Jacks will break out again. After the puck, Lamoureux, but he can't get to it in the neutral zone. And now Sherbrooke coming back. Over the line now, Tom Martin in the right wing circle. Martin centering one, but he put it behind Paul Pulley. Now look out, loose puck in the slot. Perry Pulley with a backhander, then hit a man in front. And bounced away. Hotham picking it up now to Simpson. And now right side of Belanger. Into the zone. Belanger to Lamoureux in the slot. Back to Belanger, but a pass went behind him. And Sherbrooke will just fire it back to center. And it's going to roll now. Back deep in the Skipjacks' end. Picked up by rookie defenseman Mike Rowe. His right wing feed is out of the reach of Mitch Lamoureux. And Gaston Gingras will take over now in his own zone for the Canadiens. Pass up the center of the ice for Busick, but it's poke checked off his stick by Mike Rowe. And now DeFazio clears the puck into the right wing corner of the Sherbrooke end. Now Barron upends. Tom O'Regan behind the goal. Regan still fighting for that puck, but now Busick gets a hold of it. He'll steer the puck on the near boards, and finally it's taken away by Gaston Gingras. Gingras now at the red line, long slap shot. Ford will get a stick on that. And up into the crowd it goes. Tim Minelli back with you at the Baltimore Civic Center. Jacks brought the puck to center, but went into the Sherbrooke zone offside, so we're going to face it off here outside the Canadiens blue line. O'Regan and Busick for the draw. Sherbrooke wins it. Now it's back to Réjean Cloutier at his own blue line. Going to lob it now to Baltimore ice. DeFazio is back to get it. He's got the puck, getting away from Boisvert. And now swinging up on the left side to Gary Risling. Risling for DeFazio. Here comes Dino into the zone down the right side, but he's hit hard there by Cloutier. He gets up and keeps moving. Busick with the puck. Behind the net to O'Regan, stuffing it in front. It just hopped away. Now McDonnell holding it in. Trying to drive it toward the goal, but that's knocked down by Cloutier. Risling checking him now in the right wing corner. O'Regan after the puck as well. Now it's scorched to the left wing corner. Now O'Regan upended. We're going to get a penalty here. Again to the Canadiens as O'Regan went behind the goal after that puck, and let's see who took him down. Face off to the right of Mark Barron in the Sherbrooke end. Now the Canadiens get that face off quickly and bang it down ice. And it's on goal. Brian Fordell going to set it up behind his own net for Greg Hotham. Jacks on the power play here. Hotham now in his own zone at the blue line. Firing it over the line for Loney. Went off his stick. And the Canadiens will grab it again. And Carlson clears the puck the lengths of the ice. That's Kent Carlson, by the way, for Sherbrooke. Steve Carlson still not in the Jacks lineup. He is here tonight. He skated today, but not able to get into action just yet. Loney now with a puck deep in the Sherbrooke end. Loney going behind the net now. Tied up, getting it to Bourque. He tried to jam it ahead, but can't do it. And again, Sherbrooke feeding it up ice off the stick of Turcotte. It'll roll now back into Jacks ice. Quickly, Greg Hotham back to get it. Hotham spinning away from a Paul Pulley check. Hotham now steps into the zone. Hotham trying to feed it right side for Loney, but it was poked off his stick, and a good defensive play. And back to center. Now with a rush, Magoo into the zone. Magoo holding it up now, top of the circle. Getting it back, nobody there at the point. And now it's back at the Baltimore blue line. Loney now for Bourque at center. Now Bourque starting up ice. They got into the zone, 4-on-2. Bourque drop past Magoo, shot, and Bear made a good stop there. Now Magoo getting it back. Magoo with the puck now. Center point to McDonnell, and it went by him at the right point. He couldn't hold it in. It's now all the way back into Baltimore territory. All right, 33 seconds left on the penalty to Randy Busick. Baltimore a chance for one last rush. McDonnell will carry the puck out of his own end. Over the line to Gatsos. Gatsos now with the puck. Top of the left wing circle. Here's Gatsos now. Going to go behind the goal. Trying to spin away and does so from Dolis. Here's Gatsos now in the circle. Trying to get it behind the goal at Chin, but stolen away by Alfie Turcotte. And the Canadiens will come back 2-on-2. Turcotte with a nail. Down the right wing. Turcotte made a couple of extra moves there and finally lost the puck. And it's back to center now on the stick of Tom Ralston. His rink-wide feed. Now Randy Busick out of the penalty box. He'll take the drive. Ford to knock it down. Busick on the rebound. Centers one. And Eaves couldn't get a shot away. Now look out. Moving in. Side of the goal. Shot forward. What a stop there on Alfie Turcotte. And he'll hang on for the face-off. What a setup there. Steve Smith looked like here. And a face-off in the right wing circle of Baltimore territory. Off the face-off. It's back at the right point. Steve Smith, a shot, and that just missed the goal. I don't know if Ford saw that one or not. Kept in now by the Canadiens with a point by Bobby Dolis. Here's Gertz trying to get it out. Can't do it. Tied up in the left wing corner. Now Lamoureux coming in. They stack it up now, left wing corner. Baltimore in. Paul Pulley digging for it, along with Perry Gancher. And they finally tie it up here. And now we get a little pushing and shoving in the Baltimore end after the whistle. Lamoureux and Paul Pulley. The Pulley brothers playing at Ohio State 2 seasons ago. They were a part of the Canadiens Calder Cup championship team last year. And now Pierre Kramer changing up lines here. Murray Eaves coming out with Perry Gancher. And Joel Belageron. We haven't seen him tonight. For Baltimore, Tom O'Regan, Gary Rissling, and Dean DeFazio. 3:39 to play here in the first period. On O'Regan now to take this face-off with Murray Eaves to the right of Brian Ford. He's been outstanding here in the first period. Now we get some trouble dropping the puck here. And O'Regan tossed out. Gary Rissling coming in for the face-off. Eaves and Rissling now moving in. Puck drop. Eaves getting it back. Left point. Dolis turns around, fires one way wide of the target. Now on the far boards, Belageron trying to hold it in. He jams with Wally Weir. Now they puck caught beneath Wally Weir. Puck dropped, and O'Regan makes no mistake about it. It's that puck back behind his own net to defenseman Wally Weir. Jacks will try to move it out of their own end now. Weir with a pass, make that O'Regan a pass up ice. Off the stick of DeFazio, now with a puck for Sherbrooke. It's Steve Smith. He'll flip it in, left wing corner, Skipjacks in. Now Belageron is upended by Rissling, but no penalty there. And the puck taken by Greg Hoffman behind his own goal. Now Belageron and Rissling jam up, and now they stack it up on the left wing corner. Puck goes behind the Baltimore goal. And O'Regan with a good play to get away from Eaves. Steers it up on the left side of DeFazio. Back to O'Regan. Here's O'Regan into the zone. Right side to Rissling. Rissling will take the drive, and Bear made a good stop there. Puck still loose. Now Gancher and DeFazio battling for it. Right rear board. Sherbrooke in. Now Dolis coming in, taking DeFazio down. They still fight for it there. And finally, Referee Paul Stewart can see the puck no more. And we'll get a whistle now on a face-off in Sherbrooke territory. Now and again we get pushing and shoving in the Sherbrooke end. So Regan and Risling back there with Gancher, DeFazio. And nothing happening here, though. We'll finally face it off again here in Sherbrooke. As Perlini will face it off here against Alfie Turcotte. Puck drop, loose in the right wing circle. Here's Perlini trying to get it back at the point. Now Fred turns around, has got the puck, goes behind the goal, centers one, Loney, a shot. He shoots and scores. As Perlini fed the puck right in front to Troy Loney. And he was able to tip it in by Mark Barron. And the Skipjacks have grabbed a 3-0 lead here. And call the plumber. The Canadiens have sprung a leak here at the ball.
Skipjacks goal, scored by number 29, Troy Loney. Assisted by number 12.
All right, Jacks back for more now. Off the face-off into the Sherbrooke end. Loney can't get a hold of the puck. It's taken by Sherbrooke, and here they come. On the right wing now with a puck. Here comes Claude Lemieux into Skipjacks ice. Lemieux getting around Bourque. Here comes Lemieux now trying to turn the goal, stuffing in front. He'll cut right into the slot, take the job, and it's blocked up in the air. And Ottawa put 3 on the board in the first period. And Troy Loney has been racking up the points of late. Coming into tonight, he had 8 points in his last 5 games, 5 goals, 3 assists. Tonight he has added a goal and an assist from here with a 3-0 lead. Busick and O'Regan for the draw. To the right of Brian Ford. Now Regan tossed out and Ralston will come in. Puck drop, center point. Gingras with a shot. Hit the back of his own man, Serge Boisvert there. Now the Jacks try to clear the puck and it's up into the stands. So we're going to drop it down in Baltimore ice again. This time in the left wing circle. All right, Mitch Lamoureux coming on the ice here to replace Tom O'Regan. As Junior Bianco would like to close out 85 with a win and then just go to work at 86. Try to turn things around. Lamoureux and Busick for the draw now. In the left wing circle of Baltimore territory. Off the face-off, Mitch will win it. Over to McDonough. He'll clear it back out to the neutral zone. And gathering him back there is Claude LaRose. Swinging over now to his point man, Gaston Gingras. He'll bang it off the wood at center, but it's taken by the Skipjacks. And the Jacks cleared in, but some of the Skipjacks are caught inside the zone. And we have an offside coming up here against Baltimore. 1:25 to go here in period number 1 at our score. The Skipjacks 3 and Sherbrooke nothing. O'Regan, Risling, and DeFazio now for the face-off. To the left of Sherbrooke goaltender Mark Barron. Off the jaw, it's kicked now at the right point. Here's McDonough with a shot, but it's blocked there by Martin. And he'll steer it now back to the Baltimore blue line. Race for the puck now. Busick coming in. He'll take the drive from deep along the left wing boards, way wide of the goal. And the puck will carry him all the way back to the Sherbrooke blue line. Pass ahead off the stick of Busick at center ice, but Sherbrooke going to be called here on a 2-line pass. We're going to bring the face-off back inside the Canadiens blue line. And again, goalie Brian Ford has only given up more than 3 goals once in his last 8 games and has only lost twice in his last 8 appearances. So Brian Ford not playing badly, even though Baltimore has been struggling. And the puck dropped. And now the Jacks are trying to keep it in the Sherbrooke game, but the Canadiens will break out. Here they come. Perry put it with the puck into Baltimore ice. Drop pass for Martin. His drive is way wide of the goal. And it'll carry him all the way out to Gary Risling at center ice. Here's Risling trying to leave it for DeFazio, but that's broken up. Now Risling will get it back. at the red line. Going to steal it on in now to Sherbrooke ice with 17 seconds left. Gaston Gingras now slowly working out of his own zone. Left side to Martin. Long slap shot from center ice. Caught by Brian Ford with 5 seconds remaining here. And Ford will steal the puck down to the near corner, and that's going to do it. Area number 1 is... Thank you, sir. Tim Denelli back with you live at the Baltimore Civic Center. And the Skipjacks and the Canadiens battling tonight. Baltimore with the lead 3-0 as we start period number 2. Jacks break into the Sherbrooke end with an offside call here. And so we're going to face it off here just outside the Canadiens blue line. Colin Chin, Tom Ralston, and Steve Gatzos up front for Jacks coach Gene Ubriaco. Pierre Kramer countering with Randy Busick, Serge Boisvert, and Claude LaRose. The Canadiens need some goals here, and they need them quickly. All right, Jacks touch the puck deep in their own zone. Sherbrooke shot it there. And we are going to get an icing call coming up here against the number 1 to help Baltimore off to a 3-0 first period lead. All right, face-off now to the right of Barron. Now Chin waved out of the circle. Ralston coming in. Puck dropped. Back of the left point. Wally Weir tees it up. Fires it toward the goal, but it bounced off Gatzos. 25 feet outside the goal. And now Sherbrooke again shooting it up ice. Icing waved off here. It's deep in the Jacks end. And Wally Weir digs it out. Shoots it up ahead now. Spy Colin Chin and back to center. Weir pick it up. Motor over the line. Right side to Ralston. He'll get it behind the net. Now Gatzos trying to center one, but that's broken up. And now quickly coming back up ice, it's Réjean Cloutier. 2-on-2. Long slap shot from center. It's gloved there. Mask high by Brian Ford. And now here's Hotham and Gatzos trying to get it out. It's out to Chin. Chin overskates the puck at center ice, and the Sherbrooke Canadiens will wheel and come right back. Réjean Cloutier flips it in wide of the Skipjacks net. And now up on the left side now with the puck, Tom Ralston. Ralston spinning away from a Perry Gancher check. And now the Jacks will finally tip it into the Sherbrooke end. Baltimore changing on the fly. The Canadiens have the puck. Gaston Gingras, long slap shot from center. Ford will stick it aside. And Mike Rowe gets the loose puck. Now it's behind the Sherbrooke goal. Look out, dug out in the slot. Man open, Gingras, shot saved by Ford. He clears the rebound away himself. Ryan Ford stopping Gaston Gingras from point-blank range. The Jacks wheel right back. Here's Magoo, and Loney couldn't make the play connect at center. And now Loney will pick it up there. Over the line to Magoo. Magoo down the right wing. Here's Jim Magoo with the puck. Centers one in the slot. Mike Rowe, look out, he's closing in. Open a shot, save. In front now, Rowe cuts in left wing corner trying to keep that puck alive. Now Gingras comes in to tie up Mike. 1 second of the second period. And the Jacks on top, 3-0. All right, Paul Pulley and Lamoureux for the draw, and Paul Pulley wins it back to defenseman Steve Smith. And he'll swing it over to Bobby Dolis, property of the Winnipeg Jets. And it's back to Smith. He'll loft it in now, left wing corner, Skipjacks territory, but Ford coming out. Setting it up now for Belanger. Up on the left wing, here comes Dave Simpson at center ice. At the red line now, long slap shot from center, gloved by Mark Barron. And he'll clear the puck on the far boards. Now it squirts out to the left wing circle. Simpson trying to keep it in momentarily, but can't do it. Look out, Canadiens break back, 3-on-2. Left side, Paul Pulley. Paul Pulley back for Dolis, whipping off the skate, I believe, of Joe McDonnell. Now the left wing corner, Belanger trying to get it out to Mike Rowe. He'll spin away from Paul Pulley and look for some skating room here. Belanger out to Lamoureux at center, but it's broken up there in the neutral zone. And here comes Martin wheeling back over the line. Look out, penalty coming up here against Baltimore. I think they're going to call Dave Simpson.
He's right there. Right there. On the railing.
Thanks, Raj. Appreciate it. We're back at the Civic Center. Here comes Gingras, stick handling under the Skipjacks end, down the right side. Now with a puck, Phil Bourque and Loney trying to get it out. Simpson in the penalty box for the Skipjacks. Sherbrooke on the power play, and finally that puck does squirt outside the Baltimore line and back out the center. That's going to roll back into the Sherbrooke end. Simpson off for hooking at 2:51 of the second period. All right, With the puck now, Gingras. They got right side, Claude Lemieux. And now to Alfie Turcotte in the slot. Here's Eves. Can't get a shot away. Eves now behind the net. Alfie Turcotte with the puck. Tried to slide the puck in front. Bourque knocked it down. And now Baltimore with a 3-on-2 rush. Loney carries the mail. Left side to Bourque. Bourque now cutting in. Now going behind the goal. Jamming it in front. And Barron wasn't expecting that one, and he almost put it in, but he fired it wide of the net. Otto with a good short-handed chance there. Sherbrooke now back up ice. Here's Eves slapping it into Jack's ice. Down the left side. It's poked to the goal mouth. Look out. Now it goes behind the goal. McDonnell pokes it away from danger. And McDonnell's going to get it to the line. Not out. Smith holding it in. Good play. Now they call the Canadiens on the Sherbrooke power play. All right, puck dropped. It'll go back to the red line, and now Dan McFall on the ice for the first time tonight. Slide it over to Réjean Cloutier. He bangs it in out of Skipjacks ice. Now in the slot, like out. Turcotte with a drive, side of the goal. Ford stops him there. And the Jacks try to clear that rebound away, and it's up over the glass and out of play. Puck dropped. It'll go to the side of the goal. Now look out. The Jacks cough it up, and it goes right to Ralston. He'll feed it out to O'Regan, who overskates the puck. Now getting it back and coming in over the line. Here's O'Regan down the left side. Putting on the brakes on the near board. Tried to center one, but Ralston couldn't get to it. And the Canadiens come back now. Their own blue line with the puck. Here's Claude Leroux swinging up right side to McFall. Backing off the wood. Back into Jack's ice. Ford setting it up. Side of his goal. Wally Weir bounded off the line. And back into the Sherbrooke zone. Simpson could not play the puck. He is out of the penalty box. And now the Canadiens come back. Serge Boisvert with a blast from just inside the Baltimore blue line. That's wide of the net. And now Weir will pick it up. Out the center, good pass. Ralston to Simpson into the zone. Simpson with the puck moving, and the wrist shot is right on goal. And Barron will make the save and cover up in front. Chatting with the Jacks Executive Vice President Bud Freeman and the Baltimore Orioles traveling secretary Phil Itzo. So Bud Freeman will be chatting with Phil Itzo between periods 2 and 3 at tonight's game. So please stay with us for that. And we will not have our mutual news in between periods 2 and 3. Jacks break back into the Sherbrooke end. Loney with a wrist shot blocked in front. Now it's loose side of the goal, and it rolls right to Mark Barron with Loney on the doorstep. And Barron wisely covering up there. So we'll drop the puck now in the right wing circle of the Sherbrooke zone. Fred Perlini, Troy Loney, and Jim Magoo up front. Wally Weir, Greg Hoffman back of the fence. All right, Paul Pulley and Perlini for the draw, and off the face-off. Canadiens win it. Here's Paul Pulley trying to swing it back to his brother. Perry Pulley back to Paul Pulley, but that's broken up now. Paul Pulley going back into his own zone. Sliding the puck back into Jack's ice. Hoffman will have to race after it quickly here. A good move to spin away from Perry Pulley as Loney will try to get it out. Up to Perlini. Couldn't get it right side to Magoo. It's back in the neutral zone, taken by the Canadiens. Martin knocked down at the Baltimore blue line, and a good check by Wally Weir. Now Weir picks up the puck at his own blue line to Perlini. Freddie will carry it in. Here's Perlini down the slot to Weir that just went by him. Wally carries it in deep, centers one in the backhand. Nobody there for Baltimore. Now Simpson in behind the goal, held by Kent Carlson. Can't get the loose puck. And the Canadiens now swinging up ice. Mike Rowe collides with Perry Pulley. And now Martin tried to check Rowe, and he missed the check. Now Simpson comes up with a loose puck. Here he is, left side of Magoo. And Magoo overskates the puck, and Gingras will take over. Gaston Gingras banging it back to the left point outside the line. And now back to center. Game picking up here. From a physical standpoint, and also.
See what he's got to say. Way back when I first got into all this kind of extra stuff, that was a job I was
Jack's playing almost a perfect game thus far tonight. What a long way to go yet in this one. All right, off the face-off. Baltimore controls, now in their own zone. Joe McDonnell up to Lamoureux, and he'll tip the puck into the Sherbrooke end. And Mark Barron stopping it behind his net. Now Belanger with a steal. Tried to shove it in front to Simpson. Couldn't do it. It's caught now, loose at the side of the Sherbrooke goal. And now they're going to freeze it up there. And we're going to whistle on a face-off inside Sherbrooke territory. Lamoureux, Simpson, and Belanger up front. And it's Mike Rowe and Joe McDonnell back on defense. Again, Steve Carlson out of the Baltimore lineup again tonight. But he did skate today, had the cast removed, and might play a little bit on Friday evening against Moncton here at the Civic Center. And, of course, Chris Dahlquist on emergency recall to the Pittsburgh Penguins. And Chris playing tonight for the Penguins at St. Louis. Puck drop, Canadiens with the disc. Here's Bobby Dolis now, slapping it into Baltimore territory. In a roll to the right wing corner, LaRose after it there, along with Mike Rowe. And I mean, Mike Rowe belted Claude LaRose. And he coughed the puck up. Lamoureux now looks for skating room in his own zone. Feeding it up ice, but Eaves will steal. Shoots it right back to the Jacks blue line, but Mike Rowe is on it there. Sliding it over now to McDonnell. Ottawa breaking back, Belanger backhanded in out of the Sherbrooke zone. But it's outside the line and back in again. We'll have an offside call here against the Skipjacks. And we'll face it off outside the Canadiens. Boy, the Oilers are sure struggling. We can identify with that, but they are losing again. New Haven beat them tonight by a score of 6-4. Nothing yet on Moncton and Binghamton. In the first period, the New York Islanders won. The Detroit Red Wings won. And, of course, the Red Wings have a new coach, Brad Park. All right, Jacks break back into the Sherbrooke end. Here's Katsos now trying to slide the puck in front, but Ralston was too well covered to get a shot away. Now on the far boards, here's Colin Chin after the puck. Now Gatsos with it. Gatsos centers one. They can't get a shot away. Look out, we got a penalty coming up here. Or I beg your pardon, the puck knocked down with a high stick. We thought maybe one of these most of the year. And there's a backhander in front by Tom O'Regan. It's in the net. And Baltimore's taking a 4-0 lead. Weir came in, got a shot away off the faceoff, and then the rebound went to O'Regan, and he lofted it up on the backhand, up overing the offense on here tonight. And off the faceoff, Jacks will shoot the puck into the Sherbrooke end. Now the far corner, here's O'Regan after the puck. Checked by Claude LaRose. O'Regan continues to hound LaRose. And now Risling lost his helmet as the Canadiens come back up ice. But the puck slides off the stick of Serge Boisvert, now DeFazio. Over the line to Risling. His quick shot from the right point, wide of the goal. Now DeFazio got to shoot it back in behind the goal. Risling after it now. Along with O'Regan. Risling digs it out. Behind the goal. Here is Risling to O'Regan, but he overskated the puck behind the net. Handling Gaston Gingras. Feeding it up now the left side. Claude LaRose. Right wing to Boisvert. Serge Boisvert across the line now. Trying to get it down the slot for Busick, but he's too well tied up by DeFazio. Now the puck gathered in by the Skipjacks. Here comes Dean DeFazio. 3-on-3 to O'Regan, but wait a minute here. Face-off coming up outside the Sherbrooke blue line. And the Canadiens control momentarily, but now Loney with a steal. Out of the wing boards. Troy going behind the net, spinning away from Gingras. Left point to Rose. Shot toward the net. Save. Rebound. Magoo trying to get to it. His stick was tied up by Tom Martin, and Sherbrooke breaking back. Here's Paul Pulley firing it in, right wing corner, Skipjacks in. Rowe colliding back there with Perry Pulley again. And now here is Fred Perlini with the puck. He fires it ahead. Now off the stick of Gingras. Here comes Perlini coming in down the left side, putting on the brakes. Sliding the puck in front. Magoo side of the goal, trying to get a shot away. Barron comes out to cover up. And he'll hang on for the faceoff. Jacks on top here, 4-0. Under 10 minutes left now in the second period. Fred moving in, but Loney jumped on the circle. He'll get back in bounds now. Puck dropped again now. Here is Perlini, right point to McDonnell. He'll flip it in behind the goal. Magoo on it there. Jim Magoo, side of the Sherbrooke cage. Takes a look around, waits now in front to Loney. Backhander, save, rebound, Perlini. And Barron covering up on that in front. And again we'll get a whistle now and a face-off in Canadiens territory. Scored 3 goals in the first period, 1 here in period 2, and they have the lead 4-0. Perlini and Eaves again for the draw. Puck drop. Here's Magoo with a backhander, and that's blocked in front. And now Mike Rowe could not hold the puck in left point, and it's going to squirt back on the Skipjacks ice. Here's Mike Rowe, going to bang it off the boards. Wait a minute here. Interference call coming up against the Skipjacks. And I think Joe McDonnell is going to get the penalty here. So Joe Mack will go into the penalty box, and the Sherbrooke Canadiens power play is coming up when we come back in 30 seconds. Our score, Baltimore 4 and Sherbrooke nothing. And this is Skipjacks Hockey on AM 1230. Tim Manelli back with you at the Civic Center. Joe McDonnell going off for interference now at 10:22. Sherbrooke in the power play. On the power play thus far, 0 for 2. Canadiens now behind the Baltimore goal, but Hotham beats Gancher to the puck. Loney trying to get it out, can't do it. Out in momentarily, but now Hotham will take over. And he'll just bang it off the wood and back into Sherbrooke ice. In there behind the goal now, Loney with a steal in the Sherbrooke end. But covering up there and getting the puck back, defenseman Steve Smith. Right wing, pass on the money. Claude LaRose now steps into the Skipjack zone. Now the right side, LaRose now. Center point, Gingras fakes the shot. Try to set up Gancher's side of the net, but that went off his stick. Now Gancher getting it back. Trying to feed it back at the point, but it's off a Baltimore Skipjack player. And now the Jacks grab the puck to the line, and outside the line it goes. Loney able to clear it past Steve Smith. At the right point, it's all the way back into Sherbrooke territory. Under a minute left now, the Joe McDonnell penalty. Pass ahead, knocked down by Mike Rowe in the neutral zone. And Baltimore's going to fire it right back into the Sherbrooke zone again. Jacks doing everything right here tonight. They have the lead, 4-0. Pass ahead, out of the reach of Claude Lemieux. Going to roll deep into Baltimore territory. Rowe back to get it. He touches, an icing called here. Wife of a traveling secretary. Some might think it's exciting. I'm sure it is at times. It's probably got a few headaches too. But Phil Itzo, certainly one of the longtime members of the Baltimore Orioles organization, and what a fine job he has done. And he'll be chatting with Bud Freeman between periods 2 and 3 of the game tonight. All right, here come the Canadiens now, trying to slide that puck in front. Well, they can't do it. Ford covers up now, pushing and shoving in front of the Skipjacks net. Risling, Mike Rowe, Claude LaRose, Claude Lemieux. And out. Tempers finally separate. 56 left here, period 2. At our score, Baltimore 4 and Sherbrooke nothing. 18 seconds left on the Joe McDonnell penalty. Alfie Turcotte up front, Claude Lemieux, Serge Boisvert, Bobby Donis, and Rajon Cloutier at the points. Gary Risling, Tom Ralston off to kill off this Sherbrooke power play. Risling facing it off here against Turcotte. Baltimore gets that puck. Here's Phil Brook now trying to work it up the boards, and he'll get it outside the line to center. Sherbrooke now coming right back. Look out, Turcotte into the zone, right side. Pass out of the reach of Boisvert, but he'll get it in behind the goal now to Lemieux. Now the far corner. Left point, Cloutier. Slap shot toward the net. Look out, bouncing puck wide of the goal. Rebound there in front by Turcotte, and he couldn't put it home. Now McDonnell back on in the slot. Here's Boisvert, and he can't get a shot away. Now Risling up at it in the Baltimore end. No penalty, but Ralston steps to center. Into the zone. Ralston now trying to get it down the slot. Oh, Lamoureux was open, but it just was taken by the skates. One of the Canadiens players there, and that was broken up. Now Turcotte wheeling back into Baltimore ice, but that is going to be whistled down here. To make that Paul Pulley and Lamoureux for the face-off. And speaking of Busick, Baltimore shut him down cold tonight, along with the rest of the Canadiens forwards. All right, puck shot in now to the Sherbrooke end. Now Lamoureux with the puck, side of the goal. Mitch moving in, wrist shot to stop. Rebound by Lamoureux, and he partially fanned on it. Nevertheless, puck rolled right to goaltender Mark Barron, and he'll hang on there for the face-off. 30. Our pregame here on WITH 720. All right, Lamoureux facing it off now with Paul Pulley. Puck dropped. It'll go to Dave Simpson. He'll shoot it in back behind the net. Lamoureux now to Belanger. Belanger behind the net, tied up by Gaston Gingras. Belanger kicks it free. Now on the left wing boards, Belanger, right point, Hotham, slap shot toward the net, it was just wide. Rebound in front, Belanger! He shoots and scores! As Belanger was right there for the rebound, and he banged it into the open net. The Skipjacks have taken a 5-0 lead over Sherbrooke on the goal by Roger Belanger. And again, it's been a long time since Baltimore's had this kind of lead on anybody recently. Now they come back for more now. As Lamoureux cuts into the Sherbrooke end. A backhander, and Barron stops him point blank. And Barron covers up on the rebound, but Ange was right there looking for the rebound, but Barron able to cover up on it here. And we're going to face off again in the Sherbrooke end. Baltimore scoring its second goal of the period, fifth of the game. Roger Belanger getting his 10th goal of the season. Greg Hotham on the assist at 13-13 of the second period. Off the face-off in the slot. Simpson turns around, drives one toward the net, deflecting it up into the crowd for the draw. Puck drop. Sherbrooke wins it. Steve Smith sliding it over to Bobby Dolis in his own zone. Dolis now back to Smith. They're trading passes here. Smith starts it out of his own zone to the red line, and now got to fire it in. Hits Simpson in the back. The Jacks blue line. Now it squirts outside the line. Race for the puck, Belanger. Belanger now went over the line, but Dolis checked him. And the puck ends up on the stick of Joe Belanger. Now to Gancher on the right side. Barry Gancher in over the line. Gancher checked by Goetz, and the puck taken by Simpson. Up on the left side to Mitch Lamoureux. Lamoureux to Belanger into the zone. Belanger back for Lamoureux. Now he tried to slide on the right side of Dave Goetz, but that's broken up there. And Sherbrooke looking for that puck. They've got it. Right wing lob there for Perry Gancher. He'll just fire it back out to center. Goetz couldn't play the puck, but Phil Bourque will. And he'll go in behind his own goal now to look for skating room. Now Bourque swinging over now to Goetz. And now ahead to Perlini. Try to give it on the left swing to Simpson, but that's broken up by Steve Smith at center. Now Simpson getting it back down the left side. Simpson trying to cut toward the slot. He's upended there. Lost the puck. Here's Magoo after it. Jim Magoo had it tied up there and off his stick by Serge Boisvert. Now they fight for it. Left wing corner. Mark Barron has had a tough night tonight thus far for Sherbrooke. All right. Perlini is moving in. Puck drop. Loney after it now in the near corner. Sending it behind the goal. Now Loney and Perlini both going after it there. They stack it up. Left rear board. Sherbrooke in. Loney with hard work trying to keep that puck alive. And Busik's got the wrap on him. They still stack it up now. Finally Perlini will dig it out. Left point to Mike Rowe. He's trying to hold it in. And does so momentarily. Now Loney after it along with Perlini. They're still fighting for that puck on the left wing boards. Now they stack it up again in the near corner, but Loney's got that puck. Left point to Mike Rowe. Can't get a shot away, but he'll wrist it in behind the net. Now Loney after it back there. Along with Rajon Cloutier and Fred Perlini. They stack it up back there. Now Perlini trying to work that puck in front. Here's Loney after it now. Back of the left point to Mike Rowe. Near boards to Loney. Loney trying to bang it and does so. Back behind the goal. Baltimore keeping that puck in the Sherbrooke end. Now finally it comes outside the line. And a pass up head, Serge Boisvert to Busik. His left wing feed for the Rose, broken up by the Jacks defense. Over the line to Magoo. He's got a break, but it was poke checked off his stick at the last moment by McFall. And it finally comes back into the neutral zone. Magoo almost had a good chance there. All right, Baltimore's got the puck now, deep in their own end. Here's Mike Rowe with the puck. Up to Magoo. Magoo carries the puck into the Sherbrooke end. Top of the circle, turning around and firing one. It's way wide of the net. And the rebound. Karams all the way back to center. Claude Lemieux pick it up. Centering one for Anastos, but that's broken up on a good defensive play by Greg Hotham. Left side to Chin. Into the zone. Chin sliding it through. Ralston to Gatsos. Play didn't connect. Now Gatsos with a puck. Out of the corner. Side of the goal. In front. Chin for Gatsos, but it's broken up there at the last moment. And the Canadiens coming back. Anastos. And over the Skipjacks line. Trying to slide it through, but the Canadiens can't make the play. And a penalty coming up here, as Alfie Turcotte was checked. And we are back live at the Baltimore Civic Center. The penalty, Steve Gatsos off for tripping here at 16:30 of the second period. Power play for Sherbrooke. They'll try to get the goose egg off the scoreboard here. Up ice, Kent Carlson now. In over the line. Try to slide the puck over to Turcotte. Risling knocks it down. And he'll bang it off the wood and back to center. On it there, Gaston Gingras. Spinning now in the center circle. Now feeding it left side. Kent Carlson. Wait a minute, a two-line pass being called. O'Regan Risling, the penalty killers, along with Wally Weir and Greg Hotham. Puck now just loose along the blue line. Following the face-off, O'Regan now will grab it, fire it back to his own blue line. Greg Hotham will bang it off the glass and all the way back into the Sherbrooke end. Gingras back to get it. And now here's a pass on the right side. Serge Boisvert going to clear it in now. Wide of the Skipjacks net. Hotham back to get it, spinning away from Claude LaRose. Here comes Greg Hotham. He'll just fire it back to center. Flag down there by Dolis. And now the Canadiens will turn and try to come back, but Hotham grabs that loose puck in the neutral zone and steers it in deep again in Sherbrooke territory. All right, boy there now. Left wing feed for LaRose. Look out, LaRose cutting in, but Ford cutting way out of his net to come out and steer that puck away from Claude LaRose, and Baltimore's able to get it and clear it down ice. Ford rolled the dice there, but he won. 27 seconds left on the Gatsos penalty. Here's Bobby Dolis now at his own blue line, coming back for the Canadiens. Right side to Paul Pulley, back for Dolis in the right wing circle. Now to Gingras, was cutting in deep, but he lost the puck. Ralston will take it away. He'll find the opening, and down ice it goes again. Steve Gatsos just about set to step on the ice now. And Sherbrooke coming back into Baltimore territory one more time. Gulch now bangs Perry Pulley in the near corner. Now a centering try by Paul Pulley. Make that Tom Martin. That's broken up by Risling. Gatsos back on. We're back at equal strength. At that point now, here comes McFall in deep. Centers one. It goes right to the goal mouth with Ford shot. And he'll cover up on it there. So again, Sherbrooke cannot score on the power play. Tim Dinelli back live with you at the Baltimore Civic Center. New Year's Eve contest, hockey night in Baltimore between the Jacks and Sherbrooke. All right, Lamoureux will one-hand the puck into the Sherbrooke end in the right wing corner now. Here comes Barron out of his cage to beat Simpson to the puck. And now Sherbrooke's got it at center. Last minute of play here, period 2. Perry put over the line, put to Paul Pulley, drop pass. Now for that point, McFall. He'll steer in behind the goal. It'll roll down to the right wing board. Simpson hit by Perry Pulley. They tie it up in there. Mike Rowe and Paul Pulley fight for the puck. Puck squirts free. Now behind the goal. Here's Tom Martin. He centers one. Center point. Smith fires one. That's wide of the net. Simpson got a piece of that, I believe, to block it. Finally, Davey will tap the puck back to the Sherbrooke blue line. Steve Smith back to get it now in his own zone. 20 seconds left, period 2. McFall. Back to Smith. Now on the left side of Tom Martin. He's bumped in front of the Sherbrooke bench. Trying to clear it into the Skipjacks end. And it does cross over the line, but now it's cleared right back out again. On the stick of Steve Smith. 3 seconds to go. Now it's shot Ben on goal. Ford to stop it. That'll do it. Period 2 has come to a close. And as you can hear from the Tim Dinelli back with you live at the Baltimore Civic Center. Just about set for third period play-by-play. Puck drop. We're underway now in period number 3. As the Skipjacks now with pressure in the Sherbrooke zone. There's a shot from the left point by Phil Bork. Kicked out by Barron. Far boards now Ralston. Getting it back behind the net. Gatsos could not center. And now trying to get that puck Colin Chin, but taking the puck away now. Up on the left side is Perry Pulley. Over the line to Paul Pulley. Pulley can't get around Phil Bork. And the puck now kept into the Baltimore end. In the near corner, Perry Pulley. Look out, centering one. Gingras with a blast, and that was high and wide of the Skipjacks cage. Gingras will hold the puck in right point, but now Ralston will bring it to center. And Gingras grabbing it there and firing it right back in again to the Baltimore zone. Opening moments of period number 3. Here's Chin after the puck without the shield this period. Over the line to Busick. Busick down the left side. His shot is fluttered again high and wide of the Jacks goal. Work got a stick on that. Now it's center, but Gatsos right there for the Skipjacks. Here comes Gatsos now at center. Waiting to get some players on the ice and waiting to get off himself. Just firing it on in now on the Sherbrooke goal. And Mark Barron setting it up there. His left wing feed by Claude LaRose. Back to center. And Greg Hotham will slap it right back in again. Far corner now. Slot. Perlini with a shot, but Busick blocked that. Now in the slot, Wally Weir's backhander wide of the goal. Far boards. Weir trying to hold it in along with Perlini. They stack it up there with Busick and Smith. Left wing boards. Sherbrooke and finally we get the whistle now. And a secretary for joining us here between periods. Chuck Thompson, television voice of the Orioles. Former radio voice of the O's and also former voice of the Baltimore Colts is also here tonight watching a little Skipjacks hockey. Nice to see Chuck, and we want to wish him, of course, a Happy New Year as well. Troy Loney and Murray Eves for the draw in the left wing circle of the Canadiens' end. And Mike Condon doesn't want to drop that puck here. Loney out. And Perlini back in. And they won't drop the puck again here. Players dive in the circle. Now it's dropped. Left point. Wheel winds up firing one, and I think Barron got a piece of that to deflect it behind the goal. Now Perlini in the slot. Deloney can't get a shot away. And it goes by the stick of Magoo and back to center. Greg Hotham now feeding it up ice. Troy Loney after it. Now it's back on the stick of Hotham, back at his own blue line. Hawk on the left side to Weir. Tried to shoot it ahead for Perlini. It's by him and tapped back again, back to the Skipjacks blue line. Hotham again back to get it. Look out, double teamed on the left wing boards by Belanger and Eves, but he'll poke it back behind the net. It's taken there by Perlini. And Loney will just tap it back to the Sherbrooke blue line. And Bobby Dolis back to retrieve for the Canadiens. Left wing to Belanger and now on the stick of Eves. Eves with the puck. Cuts over the line, try to drop it back for Gantcher, but right there was Perlini. And over the line for Magoo. Magoo down the left side, back for Perlini, but it was just out of his reach. And now Dan McFall, defenseman for the Canadiens, will shoot it up ice to Tom Martin. Martin's pass on the stick of Turcotte. Turcotte into the zone, but it's poke check back to center. And back to get it there, Dan McFall for Sherbrooke. Now the Canadiens will fire it right back into Baltimore ice. Now in the far corner, they stack it up back there. Claude Lemieux, and Lamoureux digs it free and feeds it up on the right side to Roger Belanger, who's got a goal tonight. Belanger, the wrist shot from center ice, gloved mask high by Mark Barron.
Skipjacks penalty to number 16, Mitch Lamoureux. 2 minutes for holding. Time of the penalty, 3:03. Skipjacks penalty to number 16, Mitch Lamoureux. 2 minutes for holding. Time of the penalty, 3:03.
We are back live here at the Civic Center. Sherbrooke with the power play. 3:03, time of the penalty to Mitch Lamoureux, off for holding. Here come the Canadiens now. Shoot it in, left wing corner, Baltimore in. And the slot is a turnaround shot by Martin. What a stop in front by Ford. He robbed Tom Martin in front. Ray-Jean Cloutier now at the right point to McFall. McFall in the slot, spun around by Risling. To Cloutier, slot man open. Lemieux with a drive. Ford lobs him there. And he'll hang on for the face-off. The Canadiens poked the puck in the goal, but it was after the whistle. And what a stop there in front by Brian Ford. As the Canadiens trying to get on the board here, 15 goals, 20 assists, 35 points. On a face-off in the Skipjacks end. 1:19 to go on the Mitch Lamoureux penalty. Off the face-off and a roll to the top of the right wing circle. McFall trying to tip it down the right wing boards. Cannot do it. Sherbrooke holding it in, but here's Greg Hotham. Getting it out to O'Regan at his own blue line, and Tommy just going to backhand it in now to the Sherbrooke end. O'Regan, Ralston, Hotham, and Weir, the penalty killers. Ford coach Gene Ubriaco. Now with a full head of steam, here comes Sherbrooke's leading scorer, Randy Busick. Cuts it over the Baltimore line. Heads down the left wing. Here's LaRose with a blast from the left wing circle. And that's wide of the target. Now McFall, right point is dry, missed the net. Rebound in front. Here's a backhand of my boy there, and Ford kicked that out with a right pad. Now Ralston trying to get that puck out, and he'll do so. Back to center. Busick now with a puck there. Sherbrooke a barrage of shots, but they won't go in. Now here's LaRose. Couldn't come in down the left wing. He overskated the puck. Now it's back in the neutral zone. Gaston Gingras. Can't find an open man. Now looking for some skating room, and here he comes. Steps over the Baltimore line. Gingras now. Drop pass in the slot to LaRose, and he fanned the shot. And the loose puck taken away by Troy Loney at center. Loney in over the line now. Couldn't get around. Boy there, and it's just poked back to center. Paul Pulley now with the puck. Into the Skipjacks end. A stop shot blocked by Phil Burke. On the way to the goal now. Perry Pulley will get it back. He tried to center one, but it's knocked away off the stick of Ralston. And Goetz is going to bang it now. Back into the Sherbrooke end. Lamoureux will chase. Icing waved off here. Mitch back on. We're back at equal strength. Now with the puck. It's taken by Kent Carlson. A right wing feed to Perry Pulley. Across the Baltimore line. His chance in the slot for Anastos, and he backhanded one wide of the net. Loney now. Can he get it out? He will. Shoot it back to center. Gingras now tried to fire it ahead, but Lamoureux knocked it down. And it's back now across the line. Here comes Gertz to bring it back in, but Baltimore's offside. Belanger caught inside the zone. And Moncton leads Binghamton 1-0 after the first period of play. And New Haven 6, Nova Scotia 4. That is a final game played this afternoon at the Metro Center in Halifax, Nova Scotia. Some NHL partial scores, and we'll pass them along to you when we get the opportunity. Indians come back, firing it in now. Left wing corner, Skipjacks in. Belanger tied up by Gertz. Rammed into the boards. And now Burke takes over with a rush. Burke got it backhanded in, just wide of the Sherbrooke goal. And Barron will send the puck around the horn to Gatcher. And he'll get it up ice. Race for the puck now. Murray Eves and Dave Gertz, but Gertz bumps him into the boards. And puck now back at the red line, taken by Sherbrooke. Dolis shooting it ahead now for Belanger. He'll backhand it in on goal. And Ford setting it up there for Phil Burke. Now they got a steal by Murray Eves. They'll pump it in front. Nobody there for Sherbrooke. Now with the puck, here's Claude Lemieux. Left point to Dolis. His shot. Stop in front by Brian Ford. Loose puck cleared out of there by the Skipjacks. There was a big jam up there in front of the Baltimore net. Now Murray Eves is shaken up. He might have taken that shot by Bobby Dolis in front. There was a big jam up in front of Baltimore goaltender Brian Ford. And our first period of play in the second now. Detroit leading the New York Islanders 3-1. Now in the second period, it's still Quebec 1, Hartford nothing. In the second period of play, it is Buffalo 4 and Boston 1. All right, we're back to action here. Canadiens have the puck at their own blue line. McFalls shuffles it over to Cloutier. And now up in front to Lemieux. He's going to backhand it in now to the Baltimore end. Ford will stop it behind his own goal. Up to Mike Rowe. He'll shoot it up for Chan to deflect the puck into the Sherbrooke zone. Now Barron setting it up there for Cloutier. He lost a handle on it. And Lemieux is going to finally pull it off the left wing boards and bring it out to center. Claude Lemieux now into the Baltimore end, but he can't get around Mike Rowe. And Mike Rowe will start back quickly. Right wing to Gatsos. 3-on-2 Baltimore. Gatsos over the line. Here's Gatsos to Rowe in the slot. Rowe cutting in, but trying to slide the puck over to Chan. It was just broken up at the last moment there by McFall. Now look out. Partial break. Alfie Turcotte. Turcotte cutting it on 4. Here he comes. Sliding over to Martin, but he can't get a shot away. Hoffman was catching up to Turcotte. And Turcotte decided to pass the puck over. Perlini, Busick for the draw. And Baltimore's got it. Here's Magoo up on the right side. It's been a bit silent tonight, but who cares? Baltimore's got the lead right now and are cruising to a victory. All right, center point. Here's a shot by Gingras. Stocked aside by Brian Ford. Now Carlson with a shot. And that's blocked by Magoo. Jacks come back. 3-on-2. Perlini over the line to Magoo, but Baltimore's offside. And I'll tell you, a little bit of argument there by the Skipjacks. Gino Bianco taking a little look around there like, what's going on? I think Mike Condon may have blown that one. I think he might have known he blew that one, but it was a mild argument by Baltimore. All the trouble that the Jacks had the last couple of months. You got a 5-0 lead. You're not going to complain about too many things. Sherbrooke coming back now to the Skipjacks end down the right side. Here's Boisvert, tied up by Wally Weir. And now let's see here. We have another whistle being called here. Well, it was a bench minor against the Skipjacks. And I don't know whether it was too many men on the ice or something else perhaps. But it's a bench minor against Baltimore. Another power play for Sherbrooke. The Canadiens in the game 0 for 5. And they've got the puck down the Skipjacks end. Center point. Here's a blast by Dolis. He missed the goal. Now side of the net, Busick tying it up. Now it squirts out the slot. Here's a shot by LaRose, and he missed the goal. O'Regan now will bat it outside the line and back into Sherbrooke territory. A bench minor against the Skipjacks being called here. Usually they announce when it's too many men on the ice, but they did not do that this time, so I'm not sure if that's what the real problem was. LaRose into Baltimore ice now. Down the left wing. Claude LaRose holding it up now. Left point. Gingras blast, and Ford will stick that aside. Up into the crowd it goes. I think we'll see the last of him tonight. Eves 24 points for Sherbrooke in 29 games. He's shuffled up a little bit. Been up to Winnipeg a couple of times. On a face-off in the Skipjack zone. In the slot, puck comes to Ralston. He'll bang it off the wood and back into the Sherbrooke end. Dolis now go back to get it in behind his own net. O'Regan, Ralston, the penalty killers. Along with Hotham and Weir. Up front now with the puck. Here's an Astos tied up by O'Regan. Hotham after the loose puck in the neutral zone. And he's going to win that battle along the boards and fire it back into Sherbrooke territory. Under a minute to go now, and the Skipjacks bench minor being served by Dean DeFazio. On the right wing now with a puck. Here comes an Astos into the Skipjacks end. On the right side, got to send it in behind the net. Here's Paul Pulley with the puck. Out to that point to Gingras. Here comes the slap shot. Ford knocks it down. Rebound, look out. And now they're playing some goaltending again as Joe McDonnell makes the save while Ford was out of position. Right point, Dola shot. Ford stops that. Now behind the goal, here's Perry Pulley. Couldn't make a play. Now finally McDonnell fires the puck up into the crowd. Go's going to know who to go to here. But hey, Gene put the pads on a couple of years ago himself. He may decide to go in there himself before he puts anybody else in there. Gene has the lowest lifetime goals against average of any Baltimore skater, 0.00. 5 minutes against the Utica Mohawks back in the 79-80 Baltimore Clippers season. Gene was in the nets. Jim Weaver was injured, and Clay Hebbington was en route to the game to pick up his wife at the airport and didn't get there in time. All right, Sherbrooke's doing the power play now. At the point to McFall. Left point to Kluche. Look out, slot, man open. Turcotte can't get it away. Now it's centered in front. Here's Turcotte's side of the net. And let's see here. Wait a minute now. We got a whistle. And we got a Lamoureux and Turcotte. And Lamoureux just fired the puck into the right wing corner. And Rajon Kluche back to get it here. All right, penalty is over. Dino's back on. We're back at equal strength. Now Turcotte reeling back into the Skipjacks end. Turcotte circles the goal. Going to try to jam it in, but Ford hugs that right post. And he'll hang on there for the faceoff. 9:39 left here in the third period. And Baltimore blanking Sherbrooke by a score of 5-0. Tim Dinelli back with you at the Baltimore Civic Center. Baltimore brings that face-off into the Sherbrooke end now. They force a face-off in the far corner, McFall and Lamoureux, and will drop it down to the right of Mark Barrett with 9:20 left here in period number 3. Season's greetings, and again, a Happy New Year to you. Please drive carefully tonight. If you're drinking, don't drive, and better yet, just don't even drink. Lamoureux and Paul Pulley for the face-off to the right of Mark Barrett. Off the face-off. It'll go in behind the Sherbrooke goal. And taken there by Steve Smith. Checked by Lamoureux. Now Dolis has to come and give some help. Baltimore forechecking Sherbrooke now on the Canadiens end. Now finally Paul Pulley will just drag it out the center. Bill Bourque sliding it over to Dave Simpson. He's checked there. Now Paul Pulley slides it back into the Skipjacks end. Bill Bourque back to get it now. And tied up back there by Perry Gancher. Now the puck taken away by Paul Pulley. Back of it up point to Dolis. Can't get a shot away. Going to flick it back down the left wing boards. Lageron with a puck. Hit by Gertz. Now they stack it up. Left rear board. Skipjacks in. Here's Lageron. Look out behind it. The Pulley. A chance in front for Gancher, but he shot it wide of the goal. Smith in deep down the right wing. Behind the goal to Paul Pulley. He's wrapped up there by Gertz. Now Simpson with the puck. And he's going to give it to Lamoureux, who's going to take the heat out of a hot kitchen here. Hey, Jack's going to fire it down ice, get a breather, but Lageron back to touch it. And we get the icing call coming up here against more than 11 points of the fourth place Binghamton Oilers. And that still is certainly within reach. And if you look at that in baseball terms, that's 5.5 games. And we haven't even hit the halfway mark of the season, so that's certainly within reach of the Skipjacks. Puck dropped down the left wing circle. They battle for it there. Busick, Perlini, Rowe trying to get it out, and he'll finally just bat it back to center. Back on it there, Kent Carlson. To Gingras. He'll just backhand it back to the Baltimore blue line and back to get it here is Claude LaRose, beating Mike Rowe to the puck. He tried to center, couldn't do it. Now it's back into that point, Kent Carlson, but he can't keep it in. And now to Magoo, a 2-on-1 break for Baltimore. Magoo and Loney. Magoo overskates the puck. He's closing in now, and the Canadiens got back quickly, and nobody got back for the Jacks except for Loney and Magoo. And Jimmy finally lost the puck in a Sherbrooke zone. Now Busick at his own blue line. He'll wrist it in, right wing corner, Baltimore Red. Get a roll in behind the net and taken there by defenseman Mike Rowe. Here's Rowe ahead for Perlini, but out of his reach and on the stick of Gingras. Back at his own blue line. Gaston Gingras with the puck. Up on the right wing to Martin. Sending it rink wide, Magoo steals. Now stealing it away from Magoo is Alfie Turcotte. Turcotte now back for Martin into the zone. A drop pass for Turcotte. Ralston tried to poke check the puck off his stick. Turcotte pursues the puck in behind the Sherbrooke goal, or the Baltimore goal rather. And now on it there is Claude Lemieux. Now we got a penalty coming up here against Baltimore. A holding call against Joe McDonnell. He had the wraps on one of the... We are back live at the Baltimore Civic Center. Penalty, Joe McDonnell off for holding here at 13:02. Skipjacks now with a puck in behind their own goal. Here's Ford setting it up for Weird. He tried to bang it off to Wood. Instead, it went up under the crowd. And we'll get a face-off here against Wally Weir. 13:29, time of the penalty. Jacks have their backs against the wall here. A two-man advantage now for Sherbrooke. Far boards now. Perry Pulley with a puck. Perry Pulley holding it up now. Far board. Center point Dolis. Fakes the shot. Side of the goal. Perry Pulley. Shot save. Rebound. O'Regan's got it. He'll bang it off the wall and down ice. 1:15 to go. The two-man advantage. Quickly wheeling up ice. Here comes Bobby Dolis with a puck. Right side now to Perry Pulley. He'll drive it in behind the Skipjacks net. Now Hoffman after the puck. But getting there first, Tommy Anastos. Anastos now on the near boards. Perry Pulley with a puck. Left point to Gingras. Left wing circle, Anastos. Left point to Gingras. Side of the goal. Now at the point to Dolis. He'll take the drive, and he missed the goal. At the left point now, Gingras fakes the shot. Leg out, side of the net, Anastos. Slot shot, save in front. I think O'Regan blocked that in front. 39 seconds left. Two-man advantage. Sherbrooke. Baltimore trying to keep the shutout here. Dolis. Side of the goal to Perry Pulley. Center point to Dolis. Left side Gingras. Right wing circle Perry Pulley. Shot blocked there by Greg Hoffman. A beauty. Center point Bobby Dolis. Left wing circle Gingras. He can't get the handle on it. Now O'Regan with a puck. He'll find the opening and shoot it down the ice. Tremendous penalty killing by the Skipjacks. 9 seconds left on the Sherbrooke two-man advantage, but here they come. Busick over the line. Here's Randy Busick. Drop pass. Right point, Smith moving in, shot. Ford got a piece of it to knock it away. And McDonnell out of the penalty box. Now Ralston will pick up the puck in the right wing circle. Moving in. Now going to go behind the goal. Man is out. He stops it in front. Loose puck cleared away by Gingras. 15 seconds left on the Wally Weir penalty. Here come the Canadiens, still on the power play. Boisville with a drive, blocked by Mike Rowe. Now it's behind the Baltimore goal. They're going to try to freeze it there. They'll do so. And we'll get a whistle here on a face-off, and what a great hand for the Skipjacks penalty killers. A 3-game losing streak and getting their first shutout of the season. Puck drop, loose in the left wing circle. Now Mike Rowe's got the puck. Weir is back on. We are back at equal strength. Sherbrooke, though, keeps that puck in the Baltimore end. They stack it up now in the right wing corner. And we're going to whistle now on a face-off in Skipjacks territory. 8 power play opportunities. And Baltimore, 3. Puck drop. Mike Rowe with a puck in behind his own goal. Swinging up right side Bedonje. Now head man past the Lamoureux at center. He'll backhand it in. Wide of the Sherbrooke goal, but Barron there to grab it. And Steve Smith, defenseman. They'll get it outside the line. Now up to center ice. Here's Busick with a puck. He'll steer it right back into the Skipjacks end. Ryan Ford now to the line, not out. Smith holding it in. Driving one toward the net. A bouncing puck stopped by Ford there. Now McDonnell going to swing it up. And it's off the glass and back to center. Taken there by Simpson and over the line. Here's Simpson with a puck. Now trying to slide the puck in front, but Smith is there. And he sends the puck out to Perry Gancher on the right wing. Gancher over the line. Lamoureux checking him. Now Lamoureux will take the puck and dump it up the left wing boards, but out of the reach of Dave Simpson. And it's back now at center. Here's Bergeron. Back checking Gertz took it away. Now it's loose at the Skipjacks blue line. And it squirts outside the Baltimore line. Réjean Cloutier there. To Kent Carlson. He'll slap it into Baltimore ice. Forward leaving it there behind his own goal to defenseman Phil Bourque. And we're down to 3:16 to go here in regulation. Bourque with the puck. Up to Chen. Chen steps over the Sherbrooke line. Putting on the brakes on the far boards. And the slot. Ralston, here he comes. Closing in. A shot save. Rebound. Getzels. He shoots and scores. And Baltimore puts some icing on the cake. On a goal by Steve Getzos, it's 6-0 Skipjacks. You gotta be here to believe it. And we got a fight breaking out. Phil Bourque dropping his gloves with Kent Carlson. Not many punches being thrown. Carlson's getting a few in. Kent Carlson and Phil Bourque dropped their gloves shortly after that goal by Steve Getzos. And now the linesmen finally separate them, and we're going to have penalties here to Kent Carlson and Phil Bourque. But Getzos has got the goal here, and it's 6-0 Skipjacks.
Sherbrooke penalty to number 2, Kent Carlson, and the Skipjacks number 28, Phil Bourque. 2 minutes for slashing and 5 minutes.
All right, Turcotte Chen moving in. Face off won by Baltimore. Ralston will steer it back to the neutral zone, but it's taken there by Turcotte. Over to Dolis. He'll slap it in out of the Skipjacks end. It's going to roll around to the right wing boards. And now Ralston getting it up ice to Chen. Chen coming back 2-on-2 with Getzos. Chen with a puck. Into the zone. Here comes Colin Chen, top of the circle. Backhanding it toward the net, but it's wide of the goal. Ralston now after it to Getzos. Getzos now back for Ralston, but Dolis tying him up. Now it squirts out to the right side, and Claude Lemieux will take over. Left wing to Martin. It rolled off his stick. He'll deflect it in now to the Skipjacks hand. Back to get it. Greg Hoffman, he touches. And we're going to get an icing call here. Again. Tim Donnelly back with you live at the Baltimore Civic Center. A New Year's Eve battle going on tonight. It's been all Skipjacks here with the Jacks on top 6-0. Here come the Canadiens now trying to get that shutout off the board. They throw it in out of the Baltimore end. Here's Chin now after it. He'll get it in behind the net. McDonnell hustling after it. Jacks are going to try to get it out here. Now look out. Here's a steal by Serge Boisvert. He centers one. And Busey couldn't get his stick on it. It hops up into the air. And Brian Ford's going to grab it in front of his net. And we're going to whistle now on a face-off here in Baltimore ice with 1:50 left in this hockey game. Mike Rowe and Joe McDonnell back on defense. Mitch Lamoureux, Dave Simpson, and Roger Belanger up front. And if Ford does indeed get the shutout, I'll certainly be happy for him. The Jacks have gone through some rough times, and the goaltenders have too. It'll be a nice little reward for Brian Ford to get that shutout tonight if he gets it. All right, Canadiens hold it in now at the left point. McDonnell fighting for it along the boards with Perry Pulley. It'll come out to the right point. McFall holding it in, driving it around the boards. Paul Pulley going to fire it back the other way. Mike Rowe broke his stick. Simpson going to fire it all the way down ice there to get the icing. Jacks need to get a stick for Mike Rowe as back to get it Réjean Cloutier. Puck drop. Perry Pulley, a shot blocked in front, and the rebound goes right to Belanger. Getting it up ice now, Wally Weir will take over into the Sherbrooke end. Wally Weir trying to set up for Belanger, but it was tied up by Cloutier. And Tommy Anastos now will pick it up and just fire it back to center. Look out, race for the puck. Dan McFarland on the right wing. He gets there first, can't hold that puck though. And Greg Hoffman going to steer it back to the Sherbrooke blue line. 1 minute to go here, period number 3. The Jacks working on a shutout here. As Hoffman will steer the puck back into the Sherbrooke end. Back behind the goal, Réjean Cloutier. Here's Cloutier now, skating slowly out of his own zone. On the left side for Anastos, he'll tip it in now to Baltimore ice. 43 seconds left. Off him now with a puck in his own end. With skating room. They'll bring it to center. Getting it back to the Sherbrooke blue line, and now O'Regan will hold it in. O'Regan dropping it for Simpson, but he couldn't come up with it. Now Steve Smith in behind his own goal with 30 seconds left. Up ice now. Pass for Turcotte. He's offside. At the Skipjacks boot on. That'll stop the clock with 24 seconds left here in the game. The season. On the face-off, O'Regan will tap it in out of the Sherbrooke end. At the side of the goal, Smith setting it up. 15 seconds left. Now up ice to Dolis. His rink-wide feed out of the reach of Claude Lemieux. Now it's back to O'Regan. He'll just pump it back to the Sherbrooke line. 8 seconds left. Fans counting it down here. They swing it up the near boards. That's it! The game is over, and you can cover this game black and gold tonight. The Skipjacks and Brian Ford shut out the Sherbrooke Canadiens here at the Civic Center on New Year's Eve. Our final score tonight from the Civic Center: Baltimore 6 and Sherbrooke nothing. We'll come right back to recap the game with all the happy totals in just a moment. This is Skipjacks Hockey on AM 1230 WITH.